Good afternoon. My name is Zoe Suarez, and I'm a senior at Fairfield High School. I'm finishing my semester of school to work where I've been job shadowing journalists in Fairfield, including here at the Southeast Iowa Union. Later, we'll hear about the Winfield-Mount Union basketball team advancing to state, but first, today's top stories. A damning report from the Iowa Department of Inspections and Appeals in January raised numerous red flags for Parkview Manor and Wellman, drawing statewide attention to the retirement community. While some Washington County nursing homes have stellar reviews and inspection reports from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Parkview is the latest in a string of area retirement facilities accused of resident abuse, medication errors, and other failures to provide adequate care. Parkview Manor was cited with 24 state and federal infractions after an inspection in January, where officials from the Iowa Department of Inspections and Appeals said that the 62-bed facility failed to prevent resident abuse, prevent pressure sores, or assess condition changes for most of the residents reviewed. In Washington, United Presbyterian Home was hit with 19 citations in 2022, including alleged failures to prevent abuse by a resident who was involved in some physical altercations. Despite the relative lack of issues since 2022, the UP home maintains a 1-star rating from Medicare.gov, which flags the facility with an icon to indicate that it was cited for an abuse-related issue in the last 3 years. That's a stark contrast from the 5-star rating it had held in several previous years. Children at CETA Head Start Preschool in Fairfield got to sit in the driver's seat of some heavy machinery thanks to a visit from the City of Fairfield's Street Department. Employees of the department brought a wheeled excavator, loader, backhoe, snowplow, and pickup truck to show the kids on Thursday morning, February 22nd. Kids had fun climbing into the cab and even running the controls, under close supervision, of course. CETA Head Start teaching associate Cassie Witt said the children are learning all about roads this month. Witt and fellow CETA Head Start Jefferson County teacher Allie McCarter were looking for a guest speaker on the subject, and they turned to Fairfield Street Superintendent Joe Hurd. They were initially planning to have Hurd simply talk to the children, but Hurd said he could do better than that. Hurd and his fellow employees at the street department brought heavy equipment for the kids to check out in person in what was surely their top show and tell of the year. The Fairfield Public Library hosted a STEM event for girls on Saturday, and it was all put together by FHS sophomore Caroline Van Pelt. Van Pelt is a member of Fairfield High School's chapter of Future Business Leaders of America, FBLA, and she decided to organize the event for young girls as part of an FBLA project. She invited girls in grades kindergarten through 5th to participate in a series of fun activities that tested their knowledge of science and engineering. 12 members of FBLA joined Van Pelt at the library, where they paired off into groups to run 6 booths, each one with a different hands-on activity. One of them taught the kids how circuit boards work. Another invited the girls to build their own rocket out of paper. At one station, the girls made structures from toothpicks and marshmallows. A couple of FBLA students put on a science experiment for the girls, showing them how to make elephant toothpaste by combining hydrogen peroxide, dish soap, and yeast, which together create a foam that rises out of the container. Though the event is done, Van Pelt's work is just beginning. For the state FBLA competition, she must produce a 17-page report about her community service project and create a 7-minute presentation. To celebrate National Ag Week, Henry County Farm Bureau will host their 2nd annual supermarket sweep competition Thursday, March 21st at the Mount Pleasant Hy-Vee. This year, National Agriculture Week is March 17th to 23rd and focuses on celebrating and acknowledging the importance of the agriculture industry and its role in daily life and the economy. The event will consist of teams of 3 shopping the aisles of Hy-Vee and collecting the closest to $250 over or under worth of groceries in only 5 minutes. The team with the amount closest to $250 will win the traveling shopping cart trophy. Last year, Bex Hybrid walked away as the very first Henry County Farm Bureau supermarket sweep winner and took home the traveling trophy. Will they be able to defend their title? Find out on March 21st. The Washington School District released a survey on Wednesday to assess families' interests in a potential 4-day school week. The non-traditional schedule approach has gained considerable traction in Southeast Iowa this year, with Highland and Winfield-Mount Union schools recently announcing the switch as early as next school year, saying they hope to improve teacher recruitment and retention. Other nearby districts like New London and Pekin say they're seriously considering the same thing. If Washington does adopt a 4-day schedule, it would be the biggest school in the area to do so by far, with an enrollment count nearly 3 times that of Highlands. Superintendent Willie Stone said that a 4-day school week would also allow extra time to evaluate student data, hold professional development meetings, and build up collaborative teams on the new class-free weekday. The Fairfield Community School District Board has named 2 finalists for the district's new superintendent. The finalists are Chad Walls and Zach Wiggle. Each brings extensive experience in educational leadership and a commitment to student growth and achievement. Walls currently serves as superintendent for the New London Community School District. With more than 25 years of experience in education, he has served as an administrator for all grade levels, from preschool through 12th grade. Wiggle has spent nearly 2 decades serving in education across Iowa. Throughout his career, he has held various administrative roles, including District Activities Director, Intermediate School Principal, Special Education Director, and most recently, High School Principal in Solon, Iowa. Those are today's top stories. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll hear about the Winfield-Mount Union boys basketball team and its quest for a state title.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Welcome back to Newsbreak, presented by Southeast Iowa Union. I am your sports editor, Andy Krutzinger. It's time for a little sports report. We had one of the biggest days of the entire year on Saturday, the Class 1A Sub-State Finals, and once again, we had a team in it, and the Winfield-Mount Union Wolves, for the first time since 1996, will be going back to the state tournament in Class 1A. Had a little Southeast Iowa Super Conference battle with Holy Trinity Catholic. Winfield-Mount Union 46, Holy Trinity 41. That's the Sub-State 5 final in Class 1A. And the 20-2 Winfield-Mount Union Wolves will be headed again to the state tournament. This game was a 23-13 halftime lead for Winfield-Mount Union. Holy Trinity came storming back all the way to within 2 in the fourth quarter, and had a chance to get the ball back with it being a one-possession game. But a clutch put-back layup by Cam Buffington and a clutch free throw by Gabriel Hemsworth stopped that. Holy Trinity never had the ball in the fourth with a chance to tie or take the lead. Winfield-Mount Union was led by Cam Buffington's 18 points. Jake Edwards had 11 points, and Gabriel Hemsworth had 9. 11 rebounds by Abram Edwards, who had 12 rebounds to go along with his 8 points. That puts the Wolves in next Monday's Class 1A quarterfinals, and WMU will be the 4 seed in Class 1A. They will be matched up with a slightly familiar team in Linville-Sully. Linville-Sully, the 5 seed, only has 1 loss on the year. It was lost to Union area team Keota earlier this season. Linville-Sully beat Bedford 64-50 in their sub-state final, and that game will be at 12:15 on Monday, March the 4th. It's the second game of the entire week in the boys state tournament. Leading off is North Lynn versus Woodbine in Class 1A. Other games in that bracket, which will take place after the Winfield game: Marquette Catholic against Gladbrook-Rhinebeck, and Lake Mills against North Union. By the way, Gladbrook-Rhinebeck, the team that knocked out Keota in the district championship last Tuesday, a second straight upset, beats Key of Lansing to get that 7 seed. So that's a pretty familiar team there. Also in the boys state tournament, we got another Southeast Iowa Super Conference team in West Burlington that will be playing at 7:15 in the Class 2A bracket. That is 7:15 on Monday night. So 2 Super Conference teams playing on Monday. They will be going against the Trainer Cardinals. Also on Monday in Class 2A, Regina Catholic will kick that off. They have the 8 seed. They're going against top seeded Western Christian. And Regina Catholic head coach Paul Runquist, the state championship winning coach for Mount Pleasant, will be making his return to state in his first year as a head coach for Regina Catholic. So that all takes place next week. 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. In Class 3A, Keokuk lost their sub-state final against Williamsburg. Williamsburg earns the 8th seed. The 3A tournament will start on the 5th at 2 o'clock. That'll be next Tuesday. And then there are 4A sub-state finals tonight. So those brackets will be ready tonight on Varsity Bound, so you can see the entire slate. Right now, the girls' state tournament is going on in Des Moines at Wells Fargo Arena. Yesterday's winners, Johnston, Waukee, Cedar Falls, and Dowling Catholic. Only upset with Cedar Falls over Davenport North 71-65. And in Class 3A, we had 3 games take place. Esterville Lincoln Central, Mount Vernon, and Des Moines Christian all move on in that. As I tape this, Solon and Waller Catholic are finishing out 3A, and we still have 3 more classes to go through the quarterfinals. So girls basketball this week, boys basketball all next week, and Winfield-Mount Union fans, if you are planning ahead, Winfield's quarterfinal again is on Monday. The semifinal, if they were to make it, would be on Wednesday night, and then the championships are all on Friday. So a little planning ahead if the Wolves can knock off Linville-Sully. And that's the last thing we have in winter sports. Only one team left, everybody. So stick with us. We will be back here with your obituaries, and this is it for your sports report.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. It is now time for your obituaries. Anna Williamson of Mount Pleasant passed away on February 22nd at the age of 84. Carl Dean Grabber of Mount Pleasant passed away on February 21st at the age of 92. Susan Flores Chipman of Fairfield passed away on February 23rd at the age of 71. John K. Klein of Mount Pleasant passed away on February 20th at the age of 72. Sonia J. Campbell of Washington passed away on February 24th at the age of 88. Funeral services will be held at 11 a.m. February 29th at the United Methodist Church. William E. Peck of Wayland passed away on February 23rd at the age of 96. A visitation will be held at 10:30 a.m. March 2nd at the Polishville Community Center. Philip Albert Rich of Mount Pleasant passed away on February 23rd at the age of 92. Funeral services will be held at 10:30 a.m. on March 2nd at the Trenton Missionary Church. Ruth Marie Arbogast of Washington passed away on February 20th at the age of 87. That is your news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Alex Snyder. This has been your news break, and I will see you next time.